Should there actually be 13 months a year and 13 zodiac signs? Have we got it all wrong when measuring time? Have astrologers also got it all wrong for thousands of years and used 12 zodiac signs when there should be 13? Proponents of this theory claim that with 13 months we go from chaos to order, from being lost in time to being in tune with time, that we should simply follow the moon's cycles. Their idea is to start the year at spring equinox, just as we do in astrology. Then we have 13 months per year as the moon's 13 cycles of 28 days each. 13 months times 28 days equals 364 days. At the end of the year, one day, a day out of time, is added, and we have in total 365 days. A kind of proof for this theory is supposed to be the shell of a turtle. The inner geometrical shapes on the shell are 13 and the outer 28, pointing at the fact that nature's cycles follow the moon. But our ancestors have not only used the moon for measuring time and constructing calendars. They also used the sun, even more than the moon. When looking at the sun, there are 4 very important moments during the year. The winter solstice, when the sun is at its lowest point in the sky in the northern hemisphere, when we have the darkest day of the year. The spring equinox, when day and night are equally long. The summer solstice, when the sun is at its highest point in the sky in the northern hemisphere and we have the longest day of the year. And lastly, we have the autumn equinox, when, just as at spring equinox, day and night are equally long. These 4 points in time divide the year in 4 equally long parts or quarters. If each quarter is divided by 3, we get 12 parts or months. We cannot really divide the quarters in 13 parts. It would not be a symmetrical division. It is the same with the zodiac signs. The zodiac signs are not the same as the constellations. Constellations are groups of stars, but zodiac signs are a division of the sky or the realm around us in 12 zones. As you know, astrology is geocentric, or rather human-centric. It puts us in the center of everything and analyzes how we are impacted by the realm around us. Everything around us is permeated by electromagnetic frequencies. It is this expanse of energy or electromagnetic frequencies that is divided into 12 zones. Depending on which zone or zodiac sign the sun is at your time of birth, determines how the sun's energy will impact you. So if you are born a Libra, it means that the sun was positioned in the zone or zodiac sign of Libra at the time of your birth. Each zone or zodiac sign is 30 degrees. 30 degrees times 12 is 360, that is a full circle. If we would instead use 13 zodiac signs, each zone would be approximately 27.7 degrees. You cannot really squeeze in an additional zodiac sign in the 12 division that astrologers are currently using without modifying and shifting all other signs as well to 27.7 degrees. What we have inherited in astrology is a division of the energy field in 12 zones, which has proven to be enough and helpful, so much that astrology has persisted for thousands of years. But let us now leave the zodiac signs and go back to the idea of 13 months a year, with a year starting at spring equinox. One issue here is that the moon's and the sun's cycles are not in sync. If they were, we would always have, for example, a full moon at spring equinox. But we don't. In fact, we have a full moon at spring equinox approximately once every 19th year. But nevertheless, the calendar would become more predictable, and the first day of a month, for example, would always be a Monday, and the second day for every month would be a Tuesday, and so on. So if you're born on the 5th of June, your birthday would always be on a Friday. Highly predictable, not so much chaos perhaps, but also a bit boring. In the Western world, we more or less follow the sun's cycle and use 12 months. The year should perhaps start around the 21st of December rather than on New Year on the 31st, but more or less we follow the sun's cycles. And if you read about calendars that have been used in the Western world historically, you will notice that, for example, the Gregorian calendar that we use today is some sort of compromise of mathematical, astronomical, religious, heathen and political factors. And in fact, the moon is not totally forgotten. We celebrate Easter, the Christian Easter, the first Sunday after the first full moon after spring equinox. But no matter which calendar we use, growth in nature follows the moon. That is how the farmer's almanac works and how the shell of a turtle may form. So if we want to become more in tune with nature, maybe it's not a calendar we should look at, but starting noticing the real moon and the sun in the sky, and perhaps use a moon calendar and learn how to identify different planets. Being in nature, observing, is better than any man-made calendar in order to live in tune with everything.